Radio communications. There's two ways to talk on the radio. Like a pro pilot and like you're at Meemaw's porch, okay? Two ways. Now, you need to make good habits from the beginning. You don't want to start making bad habits in an airplane because then later somebody's got to fix those habits. So day one, I make sure my students learn good radio communications. Now, like I said yesterday, when you're sitting on the end of the runway and you're about to take off, you're going to say to yourself, nobody's on final, nobody's on base, nobody's on downwind, nobody's coming the opposite way. Then you want to check final again. Then you're going to get on the radio and you're going to say, where's Memphis traffic? Skyhawk 1234, departing 18, close traffic. Clear, concise, and to the point. You're always going to want to say who you are, where you are, and what you want to do. So that's the way you talk on the radio. Now, let's say you take off and you want to go to Memphis. Memphis is Class B. You cannot go into Class B unless you have a private pilot license, working radio, and you have to hear the words cleared into Class B. So when you take off and say you want to come into Memphis and land, first thing you're going to take off, you're going to make sure you're clear of Class B. You're going to get on the radio and you're going to listen to ATIS. ATIS for that particular airport. ATIS is just automatic information about the airport. Runway closures, runway in use, ceilings, procedures. So the controller doesn't have to tell you that. At the end of that information, it's going to say information Alpha, information India, information Yankee. So you're going to remember that. So when you call the controller, you're clear of the airspace, you're going to say, you don't have to say Memphis approach. He already knows he's Memphis approach. You never say the preposition for. You never say, I'm leaving 2,000 for 4,000, because you got two fours together. You say, I'm vacating 2,000, climbing 4,000, or I'm vacating 2,000 to maintain 4,000. You never say the preposition for before a number. So when you take off out of West Memphis, you're going to listen to ATIS. Then you're going to call Memphis, and this is what you're going to say. You don't want to get in a long conversation back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because then you've just doubled and tripled that controller's workload. That controller went to school for 26 weeks. He's very smart. If you can't keep up in that school, they kick you out. So the controller has a keen sense of hearing. He can remember your tail number and he can remember your voice. So you got to get in the habit of talking professional. I went in there in the 90s with students to Memphis, holding approaches. The other guy said they won't ever let me in there. Well, because you don't have to talk on the radio. If you talk nice and professional and calm on the radio, they're going to let you do a lot more stuff. Now, if you're just going to fly around at your home airport your whole life with your private pilot license, you can talk like Meemaw's porch. But if you want to go into LA, Chicago, Boston, LaGuardia, JFK, Orlando, you're going to have to learn to talk on the radio, because you go up there and you talk like this, they're not going to let you in. They'll say, stay clear of Class B airspace, and they're going to give you a vector out of there. So when you take off out of West Memphis and you want to go into Memphis, you're going to listen to ATIS. Say the information is Alpha. So then you're going to listen and you're going to make sure nobody else is talking. Then you're going to key the mic and you're going to say it one time. You're going to say, approach, good morning, Skyhawk 1234, off West Memphis, heading 180, level 2000, inbound for landing, India. Going to say it one time, okay? He's going to come back and he's going to say, Cessna 1234, squawk 4121. You're going to say 4121 Cessna 1234. Now you hear how I make a little break before each information? Just a small break. That way he hears that break and you're not running information together. So then he's going to come back and he's going to say, Cessna 1234, radio contact, turn left 090, climb and maintain 3000, cleared into Bravo airspace. You're going to come back and you're going to say, left 090, 3000, cleared into Bravo. So, and then you're going to turn, you're going to go into Bravo. That's the way to talk to those guys. If you get in this long conversation, like Meemaw's Port, back and forth, and I hear it all the time, those controllers, if they're busy, they're going to tell you to stay clear. They're not going to let you come in there. Anytime you go up north to JFK or LaGuardia or Tetersboro, you got to take extra fuel because they're going to put you at 10,000 feet and they're going to weave you in and out of all the complex airspaces and traffic. So you got to be able to listen because it's like this. They're talking quick. When they give you instructions, you got to jump in there immediately and give it back to them. You can't get in this 3, 4, 5 sentence conversation with them because they're going to tell you to stay clear. They're not going to let you in there. You got to be ready. You got to be on top of things. So you want to learn good radio communications from the beginning. What I do with my students is I take a big area on the ground and I draw on the ground Memphis Airport and I draw West Memphis Airport. And I give them this plane and I let them take off. And I'm the controller, and as they're flying, I'm the controller and I'm talking. And that's how we practice that. That's the way to learn it. Trying to learn it in the airplane. If your instructor is trying to teach you that in the airplane, when you get in the airplane, you get tunnel vision like this. Now, if you do this on the ground with your students, it's nice, relaxed atmosphere. You can stop and pause and fix the little mistakes. So I let my student take off, and then I'm the controller, and I tell him to turn, and we talk all the way through it, all the way down to the ground. So that's the best way to learn it. If your instructor's not teaching it to you that way, you know, he's wasting your time. He's running his hours up to go to the airlines. But anyway, so you want to learn pro pilot talk from the beginning. Practice it. You can go on YouTube to live ATC, and you can listen to Memphis. You can listen to LA. You can listen to JFK and hear how they talk. And that way, you get a better idea of how serious it is, how fast they talk, and listen to the phraseology. Now, it's going to take you a little bit of time to pick that up, but you're going to wake up one morning, boom, it's there. You got it. And then if you practice it 10 minutes every lesson with your instructor, it's going to be embedded into your mind and it's going to be second nature. So remember, learn proper pro pilot phraseology from the beginning. Check out my website, glensflighttraining.com. If you have questions, to call me, email me, I'll help you. If you need private lessons, I can do it. So that's the way to talk on the radio.